Most brands think they're protecting their brand, but let me show you what brand protection really looks like. Quick intro, this is the first time you're seeing me, my name is Mario Simonian. I'm an IP attorney, and I've built and sold Amazon businesses. Now we help high-performing brands protect and control their brand. So most people think brand protection is, hey, I knocked off an infringer here, I knocked off an infringer there, and I may have an issue there with that hijacker, but I'm not sure. And they'll wait until they have a problem, and they'll usually wait until that problem is big enough where one of their team members, hopefully the marketing department or someone else, will say, hey, I think we've got a problem. There's an infringer or there's an unauthorized reseller. That is not brand protection. That is taking a Tylenol when you've got cancer. That just doesn't work. So why doesn't reactive enforcement work? Number one, it's too slow. Number two, it's inconsistent. You knock out an infringer here, you don't keep track of who that was, who the entity was, and what you've done. Next thing you know is they may pop up on another marketplace, or they may come back on the same marketplace under a new name. And so it's like once you get around to it, you'll go ahead and try to remove them too, right? And usually, if you're using your own internal team or internal department, marketing department, they're probably going to file just a report on Amazon or on Walmart and say, okay, it worked, or maybe it didn't work. What should we do? Well, let's hold off on it. We'll try to figure out a solution. So it just becomes sort of a past thought, and you may never get around to it because you're too focused on growing a new product line or maybe entering a new marketplace. You're too focused on driving new growth, but you haven't realized that you've got a leaky bucket. So having a leaky bucket is not the way we do brand enforcement. So if you let this issue linger and you may not address it, or you address it periodically once a quarter when you have time, what that does, it sends a signal to these infringers and unauthorized resellers that, hey, no one's enforcing this product listing. I know where to find the inventory. I'm going to order more and continue reselling on it. Next thing you know, that one infringer or unauthorized reseller turns into now you've got 5 or you've got 10 people. Then it becomes a much more difficult problem. That's why waiting, completely wrong move. So real brand protection looks like this. Number one, you've got a dedicated team, whether it's inside or outsourced to a law firm like ours. You've got them reviewing your listings daily. Number two, they've got a plan in place to track exactly who's selling on that listing, who they are, and what products they offer, and also what other brands are they offering. So you've got this database that's created. Next, you've got a team that can actually enforce against these resellers, a team that understands intellectual property, a team that understands material differences, a team that understands marketplace policies, and also regulatory compliance. If you've got that team, they can easily go ahead and enforce and deliver outcomes by removing these resellers. So what sort of brands usually have these type of issues? It's usually brands that are doing 2 million and more. The range we usually see is 2 to $50 million of sales. They've got issues. And on average, they're losing around 15% of their revenue to these unauthorized resellers and these violators. So why should you care about brand enforcement, right? Numbers aside, let's assume that numbers were not even an issue, the finances weren't an issue. To me, this comes down to really a core belief in humans that stealing is wrong. And that's what exactly is happening with these hijackers and these unauthorized resellers. They're stealing your creation, they're stealing your ideas. And that, I think, is one of the deepest pains anyone can inflict on another human, is stealing someone's idea. You could go on and take their wallet, take their car, take their cell phone, take their iPhone, whatever it is, right? That hurts, but I think someone stealing your idea is a completely different level of pain. And I think that goes deep down to the soul. And that's why maybe I'm a little bit more passionate about this subject than other ones that I've discussed before. And this is one of the reasons why I've put a lot of thought, a lot of research into creating what would be the best way to protect a brand's reputation and their brand. And that's why we created Blue. With Blue, what really sets us apart from anything else out in the market is our 3 pillars where we don't just look at intellectual property as an enforcement arm. On top of that, we look at marketplace policies. We look at regulatory compliance because Amazon may hesitate or they may not want to take down someone for IP infringement. But if we could layer on top of that and show that these violators and infringers are also breaching Amazon's own policies or their own terms and conditions, that gives Amazon more leverage and it gives us and the brand more leverage. And on top of that, if we could show that, hey, this violator may also be violating or maybe breaching and violating a state or federal compliance policy or a compliance regulation, that gives Amazon a lot more leverage to take these down. So that's what really sets us apart from any other agency or any other law firm. I don't think there's anyone out there that has IP experience, e-com experience, and really understanding these marketplaces more than we do. And that's one of the reasons why we're so effective with removing these violators and infringers. The goal isn't just to remove these infringers, it's to prevent them from showing up in the first place. If you want to understand how active brand enforcement works and whether it's something your brand needs, we break that down at the link in the description. Take a look at that link in the article that we prepared. And as always, please go ahead and subscribe as we'll have more content like this coming in the near future.